America is having its wake-up call moment. This latest migrant crisis at the Texas, Florida, California borders is putting a major strain on the American citizens. Many American citizens are starting to wonder why and how are these migrants from Venezuela, Mexico, China, etc., are able to come into the United States so easily. There are more and more conversations being had amongst American citizens as to the reasons for this mass migration issue. Some are saying, is this an agenda to replace American workers? Is this a plan by the Democratic Party to build political power in future elections? Who's benefiting from all of these migrants coming through the borders? Or are there more sinister reasons for this? Let's take a look into these and more questions on this issue. American foreign policies throughout the years has not been beneficial to many countries, especially non-European countries. Many Latin American and African countries have been experiencing severe political instability and economic hardship due to some of the American, European foreign policies, leading to a mass exodus of people seeking safety and better opportunities. Similarly, economic challenges in Mexico and other Central American nations have driven many to seek better prospects in the United States. With this being the case, some American corporations are taking advantage of this situation by hiring migrants coming through the border.
All right, meat giant Tyson laying off 1,200 workers after closing its pork factory in Perry, Iowa, only later to announce 52,000 jobs for migrants.
The company's excuse, migrants are getting the jobs that Americans don't want. A human resources executive for the company telling Bloomberg the migrants have been, quote, very loyal. They've been uprooted, and what they want is stability. What they want is a sense of belonging.
The allure of better job prospects and higher wages in the U.S. continues to draw migrants seeking employment and economic stability. But this is not a good thing for American workers trying to take care of their families. This is not just a Democrats or Republicans debate. Both of these parties get donations from CEOs of big American companies who benefit from hiring these migrants for cheaper labor. Currently, Democratic Party is in the office of White House. Democrats have a history of being lenient on open borders. Changes in U.S. immigration policies, such as the shifting stance on asylum and refugee admissions, have influenced migration patterns and the dynamics at the borders. Due to these policies, increased information sharing among potential migrants about routes, opportunities, and challenges of crossing the border have also contributed to the surge in migration. Some American citizens are starting to see how these open border policies hurt American communities, but there is one community that is suffering the most. What is this community, you ask? It is the Black community. Biden has really messed up his standing amongst some in the Black community. For the last several decades, since the 1965 Voting Rights Act, the Black community have been strong supporters of the Democrat Party. Most of that support has come from the Black silent and Black baby boomer generations. These are the people who came from the civil rights era. As you can imagine, they have a strong emotional tie to the political party that allowed Black people to be seen as American citizens and the right to vote. But now, there are new generations of Black voters who don't have the same emotional ties to the Democrat Party like their grandparents and parents have. That is the Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z generations. These younger generations have looked at what their predecessors' generations have not gotten back in return for being very loyal to Democratic Party over the last 60 years and have decided to make a change in the way Black community thinks about voting. Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z generations are becoming more and more disgruntled with the lies and tricks of the Democratic Party. The younger generations are seeing how Democrat open border policies have hurt the Black community the most. Dr. Claude Anderson tried to warn the older generations in the Black community about this in the 1990s.
One of the alarming predictions you make in the book is along those lines. You mentioned that Blacks will be pretty much a permanent underclass in America by the year 2015. Why the year 2015?
2015 because what I've concluded from analysis is that there are going to be a converging of social factors nationally and internationally that's going to place Blacks in a permanent status of underclassship. And we anticipate by that point in time, based on all the research that's coming to us, that the next generation of whites is going to be more anti-Black than they've been since the Civil Rights Movement. 2, we anticipate By the same token, about 86 million Hispanics coming into the United States and about 41 million Asians by that point in time, which is going to kick black folk out of being the minority in the society down to a minority. We've been number 2 in the society for 400 years as a group. We're going to become number 4. And if we have not gotten anything after being number 2 for 400 years, you guess what's going to happen when we become number 4. Because at that point in time, all the new groups coming into America, they're coming in higher than we are, because this country operates off of a preferential acceptance program, which means that groups are coming in based on skin color. They're going from the lightest down to the darkest. Light, yellow, brown, black. And that's what our immigration laws are based on. And black folk would not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens, because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems, and they are competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunch.
Thanks to today's plethora of information technology, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z generations are becoming wiser and looking to vote for their best interest. They are voting policies over parties. American citizens have got to be more involved in the political process, become knowledgeable about geopolitics. It is frustrating for people to continue to see corrupt politicians prioritizing their self-interest and corporations while screwing the constituents. Residents can take several actions to ensure they have political leadership that genuinely represents their best interests. Education and awareness. Stay informed about political issues, candidates, and their positions. Understand how policies affect the community. Vote wisely. Participate in all elections, not just presidential ones. Local elections often have a more direct impact on daily life. Research candidates' backgrounds, platforms, and voting records to make informed choices. Support grassroots movements. Join or create grassroots organizations advocating for specific issues. These groups can pressure politicians to prioritize residents' needs. Demand accountability. Hold elected officials accountable by attending town hall meetings, writing letters, making phone calls, and using social media to voice concerns. Campaign finance reform. Advocate for campaign finance reform to reduce the influence of big money in politics. Support candidates who reject corporate PAC money. Run for office. Encourage community members with integrity to run for local offices. Having residents in positions of power can ensure their voices are heard. Community organizing. Work with neighbors to identify common concerns and collectively engage with policymakers. Strength in numbers can lead to real change. Stay engaged. Political change is ongoing. Stay engaged beyond elections, continuously advocating for policies that benefit the community. By taking these steps, residents can help create a political landscape where leaders genuinely prioritize the well-being and interests of those they serve. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thanks for watching the video.